Hello, boys and girls. So we're going to be going over the rule cards for section I-1. And I'll be saying this, but go ahead and try to say it along with me. I know some of them are a little bit wordy, but we'll be going over these a lot of times, so you'll get them in your brain really well. And you might wonder, Miss Love, why do I need to practice my rule cards? That's a good question. So this will help you think about how to spell words. When you are trying to think, you're like, I don't know how to sound it out. You can sound out the phonogram sounds, but you also need to know these two to help you spell. All right, so let's get started. So C says S before E, I, and Y. G may say J before E, I, and Y. And this one's kind of like a cheerleading cheer, so let's go ahead and say it like that. A, E, O, U. Usually say A, E, O, U at the end of the syllable. All right, and this one's our favorite marking to do. The vowel sound changes because of the E. And now this isn't part of the rule, but I like to do it just because it helps us figure out what the sounds are how it changes. So A changes to an A, E, I, O, U. So that's how they change. So when you're thinking in a word, maybe like, let's see, maybe you're thinking of time, you want to make sure that it's t, I, m. Why is it saying I instead of I? Tim. It's because of the silent final E. All right, and our next silent final E rule is English words do not end in V or U. That's why we have to have the E, just like how it falls over if you don't have an E to help it stand up. C says S and G says J because of the E. Rule number 4. Every syllable, these are syllables right here, must have a vowel. So if it doesn't have a vowel sound in it, it probably has a silent final E in it. All right, and this is the 5th silent final E rule. A silent final E that does any odd job not covered by the other 4. So if you just think, that's kind of weird that there's an E at the end of that, this is why, because it's an odd job E. All right, and this one's sh used at the beginning of a word, at the end of the syllable, but not in the middle of the syllable, except for ship. All right, Latin spellings of sh used at the beginning of any syllable after the first one. So in the middle of the word. Abbreviations use a few letters to represent a big word. So this is Mr., this is meter, and it stands for California. States are shortened to 2 letters. And Miss Love's from Kansas, so it'd be a KS. Or Arizona would be AZ. If you've ever seen that on mail, that's why. Contractions. Replace a letter or letters with an apostrophe to contract or shorten a phrase. So an example of that would be I could say I am going to the store, or I could say I'm going to the store. Do you see the difference? You took the A sound out. And you put an apostrophe where it went. All right. We often double F, L, and S after a single vowel at the end of the base word. And occasionally, other letters are doubled in this way. O and I may say O and I before two consonants. So a word that would have two consonants in it, let's look at this one. Maybe gold. Let's think. There's a G, and then O, and then two consonants, old. So it's one vowel, and then following the vowel is two consonants. The I and the O say I or O. All right, and this is two-letter K, can be used only after the single vowel, which says A, E, I, O. All right, and that is it for today. Go ahead and watch this video several times so you really get a good review of this, maybe a couple times this week. All right, well, I'll see you next time. Bye.